In a powerful and direct speech at the UN Security Council, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy made an impassioned plea to the international community, particularly addressing nations of the Global South. Zelenskyy emphasized that the ongoing conflict with Russia cannot be resolved through dialogue alone and that immediate global pressure is needed to force Russia into peace. He accused Russian President Vladimir Putin of violating fundamental principles of the United Nations by committing what he called international crimes, specifically targeting Ukrainian civilians and essential infrastructure. Zelenskyy highlighted concerns that Russia plans to attack Ukrainian nuclear power plants in an attempt to destabilize the country's energy grid. Despite existing support from Ukraine's Western allies, he made a special appeal to countries like Brazil, India, and others in Africa and Latin America, urging them to intensify their diplomatic and economic pressure on Moscow. Zelenskyy made it clear that peace must involve every nation and that no country should remain neutral or silent in the face of such violations. These regions, many of which maintain close diplomatic or economic ties with Russia, have been more hesitant to condemn the invasion, sometimes giving more weight to Russia's narrative that it was provoked into conflict by the West. Zelenskyy criticized efforts to engage in negotiations with Putin, questioning what possible positive outcomes could emerge from such talks. What could they hear from him? That he's upset we are defending ourselves? Or that he wants to continue this terror just to avoid admitting he was wrong, he stated, expressing frustration over the ongoing global discussions that may offer legitimacy to Putin's actions. He firmly reiterated that Russia must be forced into peace, as it is the sole aggressor in this war and the violator of the UN Charter. The Ukrainian leader also reflected on a potential end to the conflict, acknowledging in an interview that while the war's conclusion might be closer than many realize, the situation requires the West to remain steadfast in its support of Ukraine. He reiterated the need for stronger military backing, particularly requesting the removal of restrictions on long-range missile usage, which could target deeper areas within Russia. However, this remains a point of contention among Western nations, especially in the US, where the Biden administration is cautious about escalating the war. The Security Council meeting further highlighted growing tensions, with US Secretary of State Antony Blinken accusing Iran and North Korea of supplying weapons to Russia, allowing it to sustain its war efforts. In exchange, Blinken suggested that Russia had been providing both nations with nuclear technology, though the specifics remain unclear. Additionally, Blinken called out China for supplying critical technologies that have supported Russia's military ambitions, although China strongly rejected these accusations, defending its commitment to peace in Ukraine. As Zelenskyy continues his diplomatic tour, including a meeting with President Joe Biden, his focus remains on rallying international forces to intensify pressure on Russia. His victory plan for Ukraine aims at achieving not just an end to the conflict but a lasting peace that upholds international law and the UN's foundational principles. Stay subscribed for more videos.